The people of Brumadinho are now burying their dead. It's a time of grieving and sadness for families and friends, but also one of closure for those who at least now know the fate of their loved ones, as most families are still waiting to hear from relatives missing and presumed dead. This is the first burial of a victim of the Brumadinho dam disaster happening in this cemetery in the city. Many more will happen over the next few days. 60 graves have already been dug, and as this burial happens, the body of another victim has already arrived. This burial is for 58-year-old Mauricio de Lemos, who was working for Vale S.A. when he was caught and killed by the deluge of mining waste released after the company's dam burst.
They killed my father. They killed him. He did say there were works happening to fix a leakage in the dam. Now we want justice. They have to pay for what they have done. We saw the disaster in Mariana 3 years ago, but we never thought it would happen in Brumadinho. I never thought it would happen to my father.
Adriane Alves came here to show solidarity with the family of a friend who was killed. Adriane herself survived the disaster after being buried chest deep in the mud.
Na verdade, eu não lembro muito bem como é que ela chegou.
I can't really remember the moment the mud hit my house. All I know is that I ran to my bedroom and stood against the wall. When I looked at the door, the mud was already coming in. In the blink of an eye, I was stuck. I thought more mud would come and I would die.
Her dramatic rescue by her husband, who was nearby on higher ground when disaster struck, was registered on this cell phone video where she's heard screaming, "Pull me out, please. Pull me out for the love of God."
Eu não posso escutar vento, que eu fico.
Now, every time I hear the wind blow, I get scared, and I haven't been sleeping. At best, I take some naps, because any small noise wakes me up in fear. It's horrible.
Meanwhile, the search and rescue operations continue, even though authorities admit chances of finding survivors are slim. The focus now is mostly on recovering bodies. Underneath that pile of mud you see behind me with the rescue team working, there is a bus which was caught by the mud when the dam burst here in Brumadinho on Friday. And actually, since the day of the disaster, it was known that this bus would be here somewhere. But only on Monday, rescue workers were able to reach the location and are now trying to recover the bodies of the victims which are in there. The bodies recovered from the mud had to be airlifted, with land movements still hazardous amid the soft, deep mud. And authorities say it's not certain that all bodies will be recovered, as some may be submerged too deep. But for now, efforts continue to reach as many victims as possible and answer the desperate pleas of families, crying out for closure. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, Brumadinho, in Minas Gerais, Brazil.